Hello, everybody, and welcome to Hot Take Tuesdays, where I discuss a Gunpla or just general Gundam related topic and give my opinion on it that could be considered a hot take or controversial opinion. On this episode 1, I'm going to be going over, in what my opinion is, some of the worst mainline Gundam designs I have seen. So we're going to start off with the Unicorn, which is what the series is named after. The Unicorn, in my opinion, is just not a great looking design. In Unicorn mode, it's over designed but also very simplistic at the same time, which I understand is like the point of it. I do like the head with the green camera, and the unicorn fin is very cool, but destroy mode is just really awful. The red psychoframe all throughout it is incredibly over designed, and it just breaks up the mobile suit a little bit too much for me. I don't particularly like the super long V fin, but what I do absolutely adore about it is that the backpack, when it goes into destroy mode, the little beam sabers on the back flip up, which I just think is a really nice touch, and there's also more thrusters on it, which I think is a lot cooler. So overall, I just think the unicorn design is just kind of bad. The unicorn is just a little bit overrated. I think kind of cluttered. That's how I describe it. It's a little cluttered, and it's just not great. I understand the point of it, why it looks the way it does, but I think it could have been a way better job with it, like how the Katoki design of the new Gundam gave it the psychoframe, but it's a lot more subtle. You could still see a lot of it. Just it gives more thrusters and stuff, but it is a lot classier, the Katoki design, as opposed to the Unicorn, which just goes balls to walls with the psychoframe. Staying with the Unit 1 Unicorn, or RX-0 Unicorn, the full armor Unicorn is one of the worst full armor designs I've ever seen. It's basically just a backpack with a ton of weapons on it, and I don't think this is necessarily a hot take because I think a lot of people can see my view on this, but there's no extra armor on it. It's literally just a backpack with more guns and thrusters, which doesn't really look great at that. And when it's called a full armor and there's no armor, it just doesn't do it for me. A great full armor design like the Fats or the full armor Gundam actually add armor on top of it, but you can still see that it is that mobile suit, and the Unicorn is just the unicorn with stuff on it. And I guess you could say that for all full armors, but they actually add armor on top of it, which is why it's named the way it is. So I think the full armor unicorn is just the worst full armor design I've ever seen. I do like how it has 2 shields, but I think I'm just a sucker for 2 shields. That's why I like the Thunderbolt full armor Gundam so much, but yeah. Unit 2 Banshee is the worst of the unicorns, I would have to say. The all black on it just looks bad, with the weird gold detailing that's only really prevalent in the chest and head, the legs, which sounds like it's all of it, but it's not. The claw looks weird, and the thing on the other arm, it's not for me. The head looks especially strange in Unicorn mode, with the chicken looking V-fin thing, and the gold is really standing out in the head. It just looks bad to me. In destroy mode, it is abysmal. It just looks like Tron characters, like from Tron Legacy. It looks like one of the Ring characters from Tron, and I can't unsee it, and it just doesn't look great. It's the orange-y color just clashes with the gold. Well, I guess it's a golden, but it looks orangey to me. And the V-fin looks really dumb. It kind of looks like a W. Not a great design. I actually don't like this one as to where the Unicorn, I just think it's kind of mid. I genuinely don't like the Banshee. Moving on to the next unit, which is Unit 3 Phoenix. I actually like this design in Unicorn mode. I think it looks really clean. I like the back shield things with the little tail things. I think it looks really unique and interesting. And the simplistic, but slightly over-designed feel it has to it in this Unicorn mode actually works well. And the face is cool, and I like the chicken V-fin on it. But when we get into destroy mode, it is absolutely terrible. The blue clashes with it, with the Hyakushiki type color scheme, and it doesn't look great at all. They really messed up on the psychoframe color. If maybe an orange was used, I think that would fit better with it, or if like the color of the Banshee psychoframe would work a lot better with it. And the shields, when they open up, just don't look good because there's too much blue all over I think they really fumbled the bag with the design of Phoenix, which is kind of a bummer because the Unicorn mode looks so good, but destroy mode just looks terrible. Something I do like from Unicorn is the perfectibility version of Unicorn, which, as far as I'm aware, is just a Gundam base exclusive or P Bandai release. I don't really remember, but I think that looks really good with the blue Psycho frames. It's all throughout, and it's the full armor Phoenix Banshee all together in one unicorn, and I think that looks really nice because it's so over the top, which I do quite like my over the top designs, and I think it looks really great. So good job. Unicorn. Another design I don't really like is the Jesta. It just doesn't do it for me for whatever reason. I just don't really like it, but I thought I should mention it. Unicorn does have a lot of redeeming designs though, like the Rizel, which is just the Regazi, which I'm a sucker for the Regazi. And like the 3 seconds the Regazi was featured in the Hangar Bay, I really like the recolor, and the P Bandai release of it was really nice. With the more purpley and more subdued blue, I really like that. Also the Delta Plus, which is basically just a gray Delta Gundam, or Yakushiki, because the Delta Gundam was developed into Yakushiki. Whatever. I really like those designs, especially all the Neo Young stuff like the Senenju and the Kshatriya and the Rosen Zulu, and a lot of that stuff is really good. So great job, Neo Young. Not so great everyone else, I guess. The only reason I bring up my opinion on this is because I think Unicorn gets a little bit too much love from Bandai, since like 90% of the P Bandai releases, or just a lot of special edition things for Gundam models, is a lot of it is Unicorn, and there is the 1-to-1 Unicorn Gundam, which if there's a 1-to-1 scale anything, a Gundam anything, I'm super thrilled about, and I think the Unicorn is definitely deserving of that. But for me, I just never really understood the hype about Unicorn, and it's kind of a bummer how Unicorn gets so much love and attention from Bandai, and like some other mobile suits fly under the radar, which I know I'm gonna go over it. F91 is definitely one of my favorite designs, and if you go on P Bandai, look up F91, there's like one thing. If you look up Unicorn, there's like 10 pages, and it's just a bummer. I think Bandai needs to give some more later Universal Century suits more of a chance, which I understand that Unicorn is where a lot of people got into the Gundam series, and that a lot of people would, fall in love with the Unicorn designs, but for me, just not really my cup of tea. Overall, I would say the Unicorn designs are mid, at least for the main 3 unicorns and some of the random suits throughout it. So there's my hot take for Hot Take Tuesday number 1. Have a good day, everyone. I hope I don't get death threats. Kidding, of course. Smash that like button, everybody. I will see you soon. Goodbye.